Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners, team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net.
Hello there, and welcome to the ETV Live Team Series, and this is presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Tonight we're going to be at Richmond International Raceway for the InsideSimRacing.com 90. It's going to be the Kyle and Kyle show in the booth, myself, Kyle Pell, alongside Kyle Young, and we're going to have a new face on pit road today, a new up-and-comer in the ETV broadcasting group. It's going to be Evan Posico. Well, Kyle, last week we were at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hollywood Motorsports ended up leading the way with 142 points. Second was Asphalt Assault Series. They came home with 130 points. Third was the Full Throttle Cup Series. They came home with 117 points, so definitely a tight top three. Fourth was the Crossed Up Motorsports. They got 95 points. Rounding out your top five was the Super Speedway Cup Series. They got 90 points. Sixth was the Halls on Post. They got 88 points. And seventh was the ETV Live Team Series, and they got 83 points. So definitely some interesting things that happened over at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now it's Richmond, short track racing, and might have some interesting shakeups in the championship, which apparently I heard was tied.
Indeed it is, Kyle, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Richmond. We are currently sitting at a tie atop of the point standings between the Super Speedway Cup team and the Asphalt Assault team. Each team is sitting at 790 points, and I just saw this just about a minute ago or so, and this is what I find very interesting about this. The Super Speedway Cup team is tied for the points lead, and they have yet to win a race. The Asphalt Assault team, they've won 2 races, and they're battling with a team without any wins. So that is a very interesting statistic to look at, and it should be interesting to see how those points get shaken up here at Richmond tonight. Halls on Post is currently sitting in 3rd place, 6 points out of the top spot, so they definitely have a chance to sneak up to the top step of the podium, and tonight is a good place to do that, and we saw how strong they were at Martinsville earlier in the season. It's another short track, so look for those Halls on Post guys to be strong here tonight. The Full Throttle team currently sitting in 4th place, 35 points out of the championship lead. Crossed Up Motorsports sitting in 5th, 53 points out of the championship lead. The Hollywood Motorsports team is 6th, 172 points out of the championship lead, and the ETV Live team 7th, 191 points back. So a very interesting battle that we have going on in the points, and it should get even better here at the short track in Richmond.
And just to update any fans that was cheering on Hollywood Motorsports, after last week's events at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Jerry Wolf, the leader and the admin of this series, ended up pulling the plug on the Hollywood Motorsports, so they will no longer be around for the rest of this season. So tough break for them. Obviously there was some inside stuff that was going on there that we don't know about, that Jerry Wolf obviously saw and was getting tired of, and obviously gave him the boot. Other than that, with Richmond, it's kind of interesting because Richmond's not your typical short track. It's definitely got some high-speed straightaways, and if you use up the braking in the car early, you're going to definitely be sliding around, and you don't want to be doing that here at a track like Richmond.
Absolutely, Kyle. It's definitely going to be important for these drivers to be able to take care of their machines here tonight. It's a 120-lap race, or 120-lap event, and so these guys, they don't have a ton of time, considering that this is a short track, but still a lengthy amount of time for these guys, and they need to make sure that they take care of their equipment.
We're all loaded up in the server so far right now, and right now sitting on the pole is the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent. He's qualified so far at a time of 20.528. Still got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in qualifying. Definitely a lot can possibly happen, but at this moment right now, it looks like Dwayne Vincent's going to lead the way.
Indeed it does, and for right now, CJ over there sitting on the outside pole, he's just about, just under a 100th and a half behind Dwayne Vincent. So very close times up at the top of the leaderboard here in qualifying, and it's pretty typical to see at a short track. We have the the top 12 that are separated by just under half a second. So that's a pretty tight field.
Well, hopefully a tight field will make for tight racing. Last week at Atlanta, we saw the draft that was in effect. We saw that Hollywood Motorsports was able to pull away. But Hollywood Motorsports did not come out with the victory last week. Like I said, the Super Speedway Cup Series, the Asphalt Assault Series, I can't remember now, they came away with the victory. So definitely some interesting stuff that was going on there. Like we said before, Richmond, short track, but not your conventional short track. High-speed straightaways, kind of high-speed corners. Got to save your stuff. You're also going to see these guys start doing some dive bombing. Basically, that's what, when you're not alongside of the car going into the corner, all of a sudden you have to shove it in there to try to get underneath the person.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something that we will most likely be seeing tonight, because especially with this track, you're going to see these guys enter the corner a lot higher and to try to get that hit the apex and get down to the bottom of the turn in the middle of the turn. So that leaves the inside line wide open for attack at the entry of these turns. So that'll probably be seen here tonight, and that could lead to some problems. It tends to happen with short track racing.
Yes, it's definitely difficult with protecting that low line, especially like you said, you want to get that arc in the middle of the corner so you can get that straight drive off. The straighter that you can make the corner, the faster that your car will be off. But yeah, when you all of a sudden you get that one person that's like 3 car lengths back, diving into the inside of your car, and all of a sudden pulls up to your door going into the corner, it's definitely very, very difficult. And sometimes you don't expect that coming, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know it, you're getting turned around, you're going back into the wall. And with that being said, we're going to now send it down trackside for our national anthem with the Cactus Cuties.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back here to Richmond International Raceway. We're going to send it down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen,
Starting on row number 1, on the pole is going to be the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent. Starting on his outside in the second place position in car number 11, that is CJ Levere.
Row number 2 looks like this. The number 1 machine of Larry Mulliken is starting third, and to his outside, and the number 5 machine is Bobby Terrell. He will start fourth.
Rolling off in row number 3 in the 5th position is going to be Jonathan Medellin in another Halls on Post car. And once again to his outside, another Halls on Post car. Starting in the 6th position, that's Billy Weeks.
Row number 4 is going to consist of the Crosstown Motorsports driver and the number 28 machine of Donnie Klein, and to his outside, the Full Throttle driver, the number 10 of John Abbott.
Rolling off in row number 5 is going to be the number 30 car of Andrew Berger. He'll roll off 9th, and to his outside in the number 12 machine is going to be Jose Gonzalez.
Brandon Schaberko's number 29 machine is going to line up on the inside of row number 6 with Michael Keaton in the 16 to his outside in 12.
Rolling off row number 7 is going to be Guy Schneider the 4th in car number 7, and to his outside in a Super Speedway Cup Series car in the 14th position is going to be car number 31, Glenn Hendrick.
Steve Spees on the inside of row number 8. He starts 15th, rounding up the top 15 into his outside, the number 32 of Rod Flagg.
And obviously Steve Spees and Rod Flagg did not make time. And rolling off row number 9 is going to be Sean W. Brown starting 17th, and rounding out your field in the number 18th position is going to be Joshua Harbinson. So 18 cars are going to come around and take the green flag, not this time, but next time by, and it's going to be interesting here at Richmond.
Indeed it is. We're setting up here for 120 laps of some short track racing here in these full body, full fendered Class B NASCAR machines. It should be an interesting race here tonight. We're glad that you are all here to enjoy it with us, and we're getting ready for a great one.
Yeah, and I'm getting yelled at by JD already in the booth. The car number 31 is Glenn Hedrick, not Hendrick. I don't know why I said that, but we got that all clarified and all straightened away now. Dwayne Vincent did put the car on the pole with a nice time, but CJ Rivera was, like you said, I think it was about 12/100ths of a second off of Dwayne Vincent's time, so the top 2, very close. But you got those 3 Halls on Post cars that are starting inside the top 6 that are very strong here at short track races. As now the pace car with its lights out is going to work its way into 3, and when it pulls off, it will leave the field in the hands of Dwayne Vincent and CJ Rivera.
Indeed it will. The field rolls its way through turn numbers 3 and 4. Right now the pace car ducks down onto pit road. Dwayne Vincent about ready to drop their hammer. He does it now. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Richmond.
Dwayne Vincent definitely got a huge start on that one. Maybe the NASCAR or the ETV Live officials might look at that one and see if they like that one or not. But he's going to get a huge lead. CJ Rivera is going to try to close the gap a little bit. Behind him, Larry Mulliken didn't get off the corner as well, as he's going to get a little bit tight, and that's going to leave the door open for the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell, as he's going to try to look to see if he can make something happen.
Terrell not going to take it. He's going to stay right where he's at for right now. Off at turn number 2, still sitting there, single file through about the top 10 or so. These guys, they sorted it out pretty quickly here.
Yeah, it's track with like a Richmond track is you want to get that all the lines sorted out right away, get in single file lines so you don't go backwards. As a little bit further back in the pack, around the 12th and 13th position, you saw Guy Schneider. Guy Schneider's going to get a little bit loose here, and the number 30 machine is going to get tight off the corner. That is Andrew Berger, so definitely no battles here. As we see a little bit further back, Michael Keaton trying to work around the outside of Steve Spees. Nothing doing there.
Can't quite do it. He falls in line back behind him and can't quite get back to him in the corner. He's going to push the car high. He might be fighting a tight car here early in the going. Still a long race to go, so hopefully he can adjust on that and start to compete here later on in the night. Just in front of them a little bit, we have the number 30 machine trying to hold off and get around the 7 of Guy Schneider the 4th off at 2. Ooh, now Keaton sideways in the background. He hangs on, though. Back to this battle here, still side by side with Berger and Schneider off at turn number 4. Berger's got the advantage. He's going to clear. Yes, he is.
As they're going to work their way off into 2 a little bit further up, we're going to see the number 28 machine of Donnie Klein work underneath the 4 machine of Jonathan Medellin, as Medellin's going to get into the wall. That's going to allow Brandon Schaberko and John Abbott to go around the inside. So obviously getting into the outside wall and being on the outside of these cars, you lost about 3 or 4 positions there. So definitely a tough break for the number 4 machine of Jonathan Medellin on that one.
Indeed it is, and once you get into these walls are like suction cups. It's very, very hard to get out of them, and when you try to turn left to get out of them, the car can jerk off on you and send you down into somebody else and cause a big problem. So it's a bit of a scary situation and a bit of a tough situation when you get into the wall, but fortunately he was able to get out of the wall cleanly, but lost a couple spots in the process.
And actually, while we were talking about that battle a little bit further up front, the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell did end up getting around the number 1 machine of Larry Mulliken. So Larry Mulliken back to 4th. Bobby Terrell up in position. He is now inside the top 3.
Yeah, Kyle, we saw how strong Bobby was a couple of weeks ago when this series went to Rockingham, and I would think that he'd be pretty strong here at Richmond. I mean, it's kind of similar. It's only a quarter of a mile shorter, but the banking is definitely the biggest difference between the two tracks. But yeah, I think Bobby will definitely be a threat to contend with. So far, he and his Asphalt Assault teammate Dwayne Vincent are first and third, so maybe these Asphalt Assault guys got something to say. They've been the talk of the topic here in the past few weeks, and they know that they're tied for the points lead, and they want to make a strong showing here and get themselves into the points lead for sure.
And Halls on Post is a little bit further back. They're 4th and 5th right now. They're also looking to have a strong showing to try to get themselves back up into that point lead. They had it for most of the season so far, and then kind of after halfway, they had a couple bad races in a row, and all of a sudden fell out of your championship lead. They fell all the way back to 3rd, and like you said, the Asphalt Assault and the Super Speedway Cup Series are battling each other right now. But as the race were to finish right now, the Asphalt Assault Series would actually take over the points lead.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting how these three guys are going to compete tonight. So far in the early gun, we're seeing the Asphalt Assault and the Halls on Post team kind of showing the strength for right now. Remember, Halls on Post sitting just 6 points out in 3rd place, so they have a shot at it. And I'm sure that they came into this race with big smiling faces with their short track program and with their chances in the standings for this week, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see who pulls out on top. We got 3 teams in the mix right now, and any one of them can win it.
Yeah, and right now Dwayne Vincent's lead over CJ Levere has kind of evened itself out, as actually a little bit further back in the pack, the number 12 machine of Jose Gonzalez just went around the 3 of Billy Weeks. I guess Billy Weeks got into the wall entering 2. That could easily kick your car sideways. Saved it, gathered it back up, but lost position to Jose Gonzalez.
Indeed he did, and that's going to separate the 2 Halls on Post drivers, Larry Mulligan and Billy Weeks. Jose Gonzalez cracking the top 5 with that pass, and it looks like he's slowly reeling in on the number 1 machine of Larry Mulligan, trying to get up to him and move up to the 4th place, trying to get up to his full throttle teammate CJ Levere, who is currently running in 2nd place and is bit by bit starting to chomp away to Dwayne Vincent's lead.
Well, that lap there, CJ Levere almost ran a 10th faster than Dwayne Vincent. You got to be careful here with short track racing that you don't fire it into the corner too deep, as CJ Levere is going to throw it in too deep, get loose, and he's going to lose a bunch of time. And here comes Bobby Terrell. Can he get to CJ Levere's inside? Yes, he will. So with that mistake of shoving it into the corner too deep, move Asphalt Assault Series 1-2, Dwayne Vincent and Bobby Terrell.
A big mistake there for CJ Levere, but fortunately he has a ton of time to make it back up. Levere dropping now down to the 3rd position, and that's going to leave the Asphalt Assault guys of Dwayne Vincent and Bobby Terrell 1-2 atop of the standings right now. Terrell, because of that slide, he takes over the 2nd place, but is a little bit back behind his Asphalt Assault teammate. He's sitting about 0.8 of a second behind right now. Levere still chomping at the bit, trying to get back to him and get back around him for 2nd place.
Well, when CJ Levere went for that slide right there, he definitely burned up that right rear, so he's battling a loose car. And right now, we're going to take our first ETV live break, as CJ Levere is going to get loose again. Don't go away.
Team Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network, live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net. plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back here to Richmond International Raceway for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Nothing's really changed for the top 6 or 7. So far, Dwayne Vincent leading the way, followed by Bobby Terrell, CJ Rivera, Larry Mulliken, and Jose Gonzalez rounding out your top 5. A little bit further back in the pack, actually around about the 13th, 14th, 15th position to that last commercial. We almost saw Guy Schneider the 4th lose it and almost get run into from behind by Glenn Hedrick. And also Joshua Harbison in the 14 machine also got a little bit loose. He's running in 16th right now. So definitely some interesting moments further off in the back of the pack.
Yeah, indeed it is. And Joshua Harbison right now, he said, reporting to his crew, he is fighting a right rear tire problem. He's very loose off of the turn, and right now sitting on this green flag run, that's not going to help him at all. So he's probably hoping for a caution flag to get that issue fixed and resolved, and can get some stability out of that race car and to be able to compete here.
Also looking back in the 18th position right now, Brandon Traburco looking at his car. He is off the pace. It looks like he got spun out at some point, and we're going to have a caution on the track as somebody goes spinning.
Trying to look here on the racing surface to see what the problem is. I'm not 100% sure quite yet. Still trying to figure it out. Kyle, do you know what happened here?
Rod Flagg actually got into the corner too hot. The car broke loose on him. He couldn't save it. He locked it down and he backed it in, almost backed it into the outside wall. So no damage done there. He ended up stopping on the racing surface. So definitely a caution came out there.
Very innocent spin there. Didn't take anybody out and didn't do too much damage. But we got the majority of the field heading down on a pit road. So for the first time tonight, we're going to introduce us to Evan Pasoko. Evan, take it away.
Coming down here on pit road after a lengthy green flag run here, 30 laps into only 120 lap race. Drivers that are fighting a loose car, they're going to have to make a wedge adjustment, move it up. Right now, your race leader, Dwayne Vincent, he says his car's good, maybe a little tight in the corner, so up on the track bar so he gets a little better push in the middle.
As these guys are going to race off pit road, Dwayne Vincent's going to lead out Bobby Terrell, so the teammates still stay 1-2. So look for them to have some communication on this restart here. And actually, I can't remember what car, but there was a car that when they came in, overshot his pit stall, had to back up. But other than that, I think it was a Halls on Post car, but Jose Gonzalez did gain a position on pit road, so he's up to the 4th position, and now Halls on Post is back in 5th and 6th.
You know, Kyle, I was looking through the field here, and as dominant and as strong as these asphalt assault cars are looking so far in the beginning portion of this race, they only have 3 drivers here. It's Dwayne Vincent, Bobby Terrell, and Guy Snyder the 4th. And right now, Guy Snyder, he's been struggling a little bit to get his game going. He's sitting back right now. Looks like he's 14th position right now. And with asphalt assault only having 3 cars, Guy Snyder is going to count for team points for this team. So you know, we see how good that these 2 are running up front, and Guy knows that. He knows he's got to get up there to help with this team point battle, and hopefully can help get that asphalt assault team a win. Has a pretty quick caution here as we're going to double them up and get ready to go green.
And quickly before we go green, we know that ETV Live puts on this event for all of us and also through the weeks. If you have a series out there that you want to get televised by the ETV Live gang, make sure you hit them up. Right now, all the bookings for this season are full, so try to get us in next week, or actually next season. Talk to JD or John Westling and see what they can do. Remember, ETV Live is also presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. So if you want the best of the best, talk to ETV Live and JD and John. And now as the pace car is going to pull off into pit road here, It's going to lead the field into the hands of Dwayne Vincent. Dwayne Vincent goes green right away, gets a nice jump over Bobby Terrell and CJ Levere.
Indeed, he does. Terrell just being able to clear CJ Levere there as they head into turn number 1. Thought they were going to go side by side, but Terrell was able to make that outside line work as everybody's single file through about the top 5 right now. I think that's back in the 6th position. Larry Mulligan is side by side with Donnie Klein. Klein is able to get around him. He moves into the 6th spot. Just behind him, the 25 machine, Sean W. Brown, working on the number 30 of Andrew Berger. He gets by. Berger shoots high in turn number 2. Here comes the number 4 of Jonathan Medlin. Berger touches the wall a little bit. Medlin going to have the advantage into turn number 3, trying to make it work. Snyder all over the rear bumper of him. Great racing off of this restart, Kyle.
As Jonathan Medlin in the 4 machine is going to clear the number 30 of Andrew Berger. Now Guy Schneider, the 4th, is going to try to do the same thing as they're going to get super close. Guy Schneider gets a little bit loose on the bottom. Andrew Berger is going to push up into the wall. He's going to make hard contact with the outside wall. He's going to go backwards. Now John Abbott's going to try to take over that position. And behind them, they got Michael Keaton and Steve Spees battling with each other as Keaton clears him, and now he works underneath the 30 machine of Andrew Berger.
Great racing action off of this restart. Guy Snyder in the 7 trying to get around Jonathan Medlin for 9th place. Snyder gets a little loose off of turn number 3, hangs on, and is going to be able to complete the pass. And he's going to try and throw the rope to the window of the 10 and bring him along with him. John Abbott going to try and clear the 4 up into the outside wall. The 4 car, he is starting to slide back a little bit. Now the 16 of Michael Keaton trying to get by him on the inside of turn number 2. He has the advantage. Andrew Berger now going to try and follow on through. So a tough restart for the number 4, Jonathan Medlin, right now.
Well, Jonathan Medlin's definitely stuck out on the outside line, hung out to drive, as now Andrew Berger's going to make his way by him. He's got a little bit of a gap right now, so I guess you kind of just back up your corner, try to get back down to the bottom, which he's going to be able to do here. Steve Spees is going to let him back in, so tough break for Jonathan Medlin. He went backwards, and he went backwards in a hurry. And a little bit further up front, same story. Dwayne Vincent just absolutely checked out on Bobby Terrell. So now we're getting a report from Michael Keaton that he is loose.
Yes, he is, Kyle. Off at turn number 4 that time. He got wicked sideways and had to use the apron lane on the trial to save himself. He lost a couple of spots, but was not able to keep them. Hangs down to the car, loses a few spots, maybe having the problem that his teammate was having in the 14 machine, a little bit of looseness, right rear tire problem maybe, but he is cleaning green and trying to get those spots back.
Well, and a little bit further up for around this 8th, 7th, and 6th position, you got 2 hauls on post drivers of Billy Weeks and also Larry Mulligan, but behind them they got a crossed-up motorsports driver of Sean W. Brown. Sean Brown ended up basically starting shotgun in the 17th position. He's already made up 9 spots. He's up to position 8. He is looking to see if he can get some more.
Indeed, he is trying to reel in the number 1 machine of Larry Mulligan. Right now, the gap between them just over 0.3 of a second. Looks like Larry had to make a little bit of an evasive move to get himself away from the wall. That's going to allow Sean to gain in a little bit. Now he's right up on the rear bumper coming off of turn number 4. Can't quite make the pass. He was looking maybe to think about it, but decides not to and holds off for right now.
And we're actually going to throw it down on a pit road because we see Joshua Harbitson on there. Evan, can you tell us what happened with him?
His car is just way too loose. He's telling his crew chief he can barely drive it off of the corner. Going to come down and get 4 fresh tires. Major adjustments on the track bar. Going to try to get this car moving forward, but he's going to lose a lot of laps here on pit road.
As still Dwayne Vincent leading the way right now, further off in the back. I'm right now focused on Brandon Traburco in the 17th position. His car is all kinds of junk. He's bouncing it off the outside wall. He cannot get the handle right on that thing.
Brandon Traburco, a struggle so far here tonight. He having some pretty significant problems. Oh, I went up to the front in a huge slide off of the number 11 to CJ Levere off of turn number 2. He hangs on, only loses 1 spot to his teammate Jose Gonzalez. So Levere's still having to deal with a loose car. Jose Gonzalez's teammate is having a tight car. He just bounced off of the wall in turn number 4. And here comes Donnie Klein in 5th position to try and challenge these 2 Full Throttle Cup teammates and the number 3 of Billy Weeks as well.
So obviously CJ Lavere hasn't figured out how to tighten up that car a little bit. He's still getting a little bit loose. He's burning that right rear off. That's never a good thing here at a short track, especially when you need that right rear to make it power off these corners. Now, when we talk about loose and tight conditions when you get into the corner, as Donnie Klein's going to get loose coming off the corner, is what I mean by that is either you're driving it in too deep, it pushes up the track, or you're driving it in too soft, and it hooks up, and it hooks up at the worst point, and all of a sudden your car goes sideways. As now we're going to see the number 3 machine of Billy Weeks work underneath the 28 machine of Donnie Klein.
He gets around Donnie Klein for the 5th position, move him into the top 5. His teammate Larry Mulligan trying to get back underneath the 28 to get up there with a teammate. Can't quite do it, but you're talking about that loose condition, and we've seen a couple cars loose off of turn 2. Going around that turn, Kyle, I mean, you get the little bit of banking in the turn, but off of turn 2, it pretty much goes completely flat in an instant, and I think that is what could be causing these guys to get sideways, is that instantaneous change from a little bit of banking to straight flatness.
Well, that's definitely a huge part of it. It's like, when the Cup Series is at Texas, it's one of the toughest tracks to go from, because you go from, like, say, I'm probably going to get criticized a little bit later on. I think it's like 25-degree banking into the corner to basically almost like 2 degrees on the straightaway. So you have a hard transition, and that upsets the car. It almost puts it into like a 4-wheeled slide, and it's an unfortunate 4-wheel slide, and it almost puts you up into the wall when it does it.
Indeed it does. So these guys finding out early that they got some loose race cars underneath of them right now, but we're just shy of halfway. We're about 9 laps away from halfway, so still a decent amount of time for these guys to figure some things out and get their cars a little bit better. And right now I hear that Guy Snyder, he's struggling a little bit. He's sideways off of turn 2 a ton, so he's got some problems that he needs fixing, and he needs a yellow to do that.
And actually up front, while we were talking about some really good racing, and further off in the back, teammate Bobby Terrell got around Dwayne Vincent. Maybe there was probably no contest there. Bobby Terrell is definitely faster than Dwayne Vincent right now, so he probably let him go. And actually, Bobby Terrell is 2/10 faster than Dwayne Vincent. So definitely, Bobby Terrell, check it out on the field. And Guy Schneider IV is now reporting that it is crazy loose. Maybe they did a wedge adjustment, put it the wrong way. Well, right now we're going to take our second ETV Live commercial. Don't go away.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back here to Richmond International Raceway for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Well, through that whole commercial break, we were watching Guy Schneider IV absolutely getting wicked loose off of both corners. He's going to get loose again. He's going to save it. Oh! Almost spins it out in front of Rod Flagg. So, I don't know. I think we might get a caution soon.
You know, Kyle, I'm kind of wondering if it's actually Guy Snyder in that race car, because I know we saw about 3 or 4 weeks ago at Chicago, and we saw Brendan Chaburko doing the same exact thing. So I wonder if those two guys swapped rides for the night, because they look Guy Snyder's looking pretty similar to what Chaburko was going through there at Chicagoland.
Yeah, unfortunately, Richmond, it looks like we've settled ourselves into a long green flag run, so right now, Guy Schneider is holding on for dear life as he's going to get a huge wiggle. That really doesn't help if you got a loose race car and you clip that apron. That's going to make it even more loose as he's going to push up the track. He is going to save it. He's hoping for a caution now.
I cannot believe he saved that race car in turn number 2, Kyle. That was insane, and he's sideways again. Man, this is insane. I don't know how he's doing it. This is absolutely nuts.
As he's going to go off into 1 and 2, he's going to get super loose again. He's going to save it. I don't know if, I don't know. Do you think he's got some toilet paper inside that car?
Maybe, because I think he needs to use some of it. It's just absolutely insane how sideways he is getting all the way around this racetrack. It's definitely not helping his chances of getting out to his teammates. And actually, looking back at the top of the leaderboard now, second place has changed. Dwayne Vincent dropped down to third place. CJ Levere around that number 6 machine, and he is now up into second place, trying to chase down Bobby Terrell. And actually, I think in front of him, the lap machine of Brendan Chaburko. So these guys starting to get into lap traffic. We got a couple lappers right now, Michael Keaton and Brendan Chaburko. The 2 cars 1 lap down right now. And looks like Guy Snyder's next on the list. He's just about 6 seconds in front of our leader, Bobby Terrell.
Well, those 2 are teammates, so they're basically coordinating with each other. Hopefully nothing's going to happen there. You got to remember, if we get a caution right now, Guy Snyder better hope it's not him, because he could possibly go a lap down.
Indeed, he could. You know, being that close to the leader and having that a big problem. That leader's probably going to go on by you. And I don't think it's going to end up any better than what Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. would have wanted to happen in Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, we could see a similar situation. Hopefully, Guy is able to get control of his car a little bit here, because it looks like we're going to be settling in for a pretty long green flag run.
As we're now 6 laps past halfway, so the cross flags went up while we took that commercial break. So, just to give you a quick rundown of the field so far, running in the first position is going to be Bobby Terrell. About 3 seconds back in the second is CJ Levere, and about 3.9 seconds back is Dwayne Vincent. Fourth is going to be Donnie Klein. He's 4.3 seconds back. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Billy Weeks. He's 5.2 seconds back.
Yeah, and speaking of our 5th place driver, he just now makes his way around Brendan Chaburko's number 29 machine. Chaburko now falling back into the clutches of Jose Gonzalez and Sean W. Brown. Sean Brown right on the rear bumper of Jose Gonzalez. That is for the 6th position. He's looking to maybe try and get underneath them and make the pass up to 6th place and see what he has for Billy Weeks. Chaburko now yielding to the number 1 and the 10 of Larry Mulligan and John Abbott. So Brandon Chaburko is struggling tonight. This is not his night here at the Richmond International Raceway.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting when we go to those big mile-and-a-half racetracks. It looks like Brendan Chaburko is usually a force to reckon with, but obviously they definitely missed a setup there for underneath that 29 machine. So definitely tough luck for him, as now Larry Mulligan's going to push up the track. He is not going to get into the outside wall, but that's going to give the position to John Abbott in the number 10 machine as he clears him going off into 1.
Indeed, he does, so move John Abbott in the 10 up to the 8th spot, just behind his teammate Jose Gonzalez in the 12, who has a windshield full of Sean W. Brown. Actually, I think Sean got around Jose Gonzalez while we were watching that battle behind them. So Sean Brown up into 6th place. He's going to try and get up to the 5th spot of Billy Weeks. He is sitting right now about 0.8 of a second behind him. I think he's going to close this lap. It doesn't look like it's that big of a gap, so he's closing in on that number 3 machine.
As Sean Brown's going to come by, he is running like 0.4 faster than Billy Weeks, so he's definitely going to get around him as Billy Weeks is struggling, but Sean Brown did clip the apron going off into the middle of 1 and 2, so definitely a tough break for him. And actually a little bit further up front, it looks like Dwayne Vincent starting to hunt back down CJ LeVere again.
Yeah, he is, Kyle. He's just about 3/10 behind him. He's trying to get back up in the second place position. He knows how important points are for his team, and he wants to make it another 1-2 finish here on the ETV Live Team Series. If he can do it, it'll be the third week in a row where we've had a 1-2 team finish here, and it would be Asphalt Assault's second 1-2 finish of those three.
As Guy Schneider the fourth finally got put down a lap by Bobby Terrell, so definitely tough break for Guy Schneider the fourth, who is battling just an evil car tonight.
Yeah, indeed he is, Kyle, and you know that's going to put a bit of a burden on his shoulders, whether he wants to go into the pits and fix that problem, or if he wants to stay out and get his lap back now that he's a lap down. So it'll be interesting to see what he does if we get a yellow flag, but for right now, I don't know if we will. And as soon as I say we have a yellow. So speaking of the yellow right there, caution flag is out, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Looks like the number 16 of Michael Keaton has some problems on the backstretch.
Well, Michael Keaton gassed it up, got it going, got loose off the corner like he's been doing all night, got it sideways in front of the four of Jonathan Medellin and Steve Spees. So now Guy Schneider the fourth, or the seventh, apparently by what Dakota's calling him, is actually the fourth, I think. Lucky. He basically holds on to his car. He gets a caution. He's the first car lap down, so he's going to get the ETV Live Lucky Dog. So definitely a lucky break for Guy Schneider.
Yeah, indeed that is, Kyle. I actually totally forgot about the Lucky Dog Award. So he will be able to get the Lucky Dog Award, and he'll probably be able to come in and pit the next time by. Speaking of pits, we got the field coming down to the pit. Evan, take it away.
And Guy Snyder, very lucky that the caution did come out there. He was on radio communication with his crew chief and spotter. They were watching the location of Michael Keaton, as that was the battle for the Lucky Dog. He says his car is wicked loose. He gained 6 positions on the restart, but he burnt up his tire, so he's going to get 4 fresh on that. Or so never mind, he's getting the wave round, so he's going to come in after that. But the leaders, Dwayne Vincent, said his car got really loose after he got going, lost 2 positions. So he's going to make a slight air tire adjustment, try to get back up front.
As these guys are going to take 4 fresh tires here. We had a huge run there. We went back. We went green around lap 30. They made it all the way to lap 80. As Bobby Terrell is going to win the race off of pit road. CJ LeVere is going to come off second. Third is going to be Dwayne Vincent. So obviously the teammates are going to start right behind each other. So look for Bobby Terrell to give Dwayne Vincent a hit of when they're going. So that way Dwayne Vincent can clear Guy Schneider, or not Guy Schneider, but the number 11 machinist CJ LeVere. As we're going to take our final commercial break, and we're going to take you commercial free to the end of the race. Don't go away.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back here to Richmond International Raceway. I thought you guys might have thought by now I would have said Motor Speedway, because apparently I'm famous for saying that. But anyway, we're here with the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. As the lights are out on top of the pace cars, they're going to work off a 4. Pace car is going to pull off, and that's going to leave the field in the hands of the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell as he gets a super good jump, as Dwayne Vincent's going to follow him also around the inside of CJ LeVere.
A good start for the Asphalt Assault guys. Terrell going to get able to get out to a nice little lead here, and Dwayne Vincent going to move his way back up in the second, and the Asphalt Assault guys going to take the top 2 positions on the podium once again. And looking back just behind them, side by side for 4th place right now, we have John Abbott trying to get around Donnie Klein on the inside line. Looks like he's going to be able to do it. Not quite a good run for Klein off of turn number 2. Too good of a run. He's into the wall, loses that spot, and is going to get attacked by Jose Gonzalez on the inside, coming out of turn 4.
As they come down the front straightaway here past the start-finish line, Jose Gonzalez is looking to gain a position on Donnie Klein as they go off into 1 and 2. Give the position to Jose Gonzalez. Is now Donnie Klein's going to try to battle around on the outside. He's going to get tight. He's almost going to push up into the wall as they go through 3 and 4.
Yeah, starting through the field here, Kyle. These Full Throttle Cup guys are starting to make a charge towards the Asphalt Assault guys. They are currently sitting in 4th, 5th, and 6th for the 3 counting drivers. Actually, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Excuse me about that. Sitting right now for their counting drivers, so maybe they have something to say to these Asphalt Assault guys. You know, they want a little piece of the action and maybe take a trip to victory lane at the end of the night.
Well, as they're running right now, the Full Throttle, or the Full Throttle Cup Series is going to walk out of here the win right now if they finish the way they are in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Even though Dwayne Vincent and Bobby Terrell for the Asphalt Assault Series is 1 and 2, their driver, Guy Schneider the 4th, is back in 10th, who is now battling with the number 4 machine of Jonathan Medellin, trying to see if he can hang on for the rest of the race and see if his car is not going to get evil loose on him again for Guy Schneider.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can work his way back up through the field and try to help his Asphalt Assault teammates defend off the Full Throttle Cup gang and go to victory lane. So it definitely looks like that these are going to be the 2 teams to fight it out here at the end of the night. Once we get to the line, we are going to have 31 laps of racing to go. So starting to tick down here. Time is starting to wind down. So Guy Snyder's going to start to need to make these moves pretty quickly if he's going to try to get any positions.
Well, I also say that the race is starting to wind down. Also, this championship is starting to wind down. How many weeks do we have left now?
I believe this is race number 8 of 12, so after tonight we're going to have 4 more races to go. So that's another good point that you make there, Kyle. It's, you know, the Asphalt Assault team, they are tied for the championship lead right now, so every point counts, every position counts, and it's going to be important for them to be able to do that.
Well, it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely crunch time even for the championship with 4 weeks to go. You can't make a single mistake now. If you have 3 drivers enter, you better make sure that those 3 drivers have a good race. As now we're going to look back in the pack. The number 9 for the battle for the 9th position, Guy Schneider the 4th is going to go back around Jonathan Medellin there. But Guy Schneider, you got to keep that right rear on that car. You can't burn it off like you did last time, or you're going to go backwards in a hurry.
Oh yeah, if he does that again, he'll go back right where he was, and I think he's learned his lesson from last time. But you know, with a short amount of time left to go, you know, he gotta kind of push it, and what he's seen in his windshield right now is helping him indefinitely. The 7th place positions going on right now between Larry Mulligan and Donnie Klein. Klein into the wall again. He's going to lose that battle. He's into the wall again. Might have hurt that car. Guy Snyder going to move on by. He's going to try and bring Sean Brown, it looks like, with him. Now Guy Snyder's in the wall. So we got a couple guys hitting the wall and spot swapping.
Well, I think Donnie Klein got into that outside wall very, very hard. I think, pretty sure he broke his car. Guy Schneider the 4th floated up, got into the outside wall on the front straightaway. That allowed Sean Brown to get by him. As now Andrew Berger is going to go by Jose Gonzalez there. So with 26 laps to go, 25 to go at the line, basically Jose Gonzalez just let Andrew Berger go, so that could be actually huge points-wise for the Asphalt Assault Series if they want to make up some ground on this Full Throttle Cup Series right now.
Indeed it will. Andrew Berger, the third different team now into the top 5. He moves his Super Speedway Cup entry into the top 5. And it's important for them. The Super Speedway Cup team is the team tied with Asphalt Assault for the points lead right now. So Andrew Berger trying to gain a couple of spots and get a good finish for his team. You know, it's tough when you're tied in points, and you've been struggling a little bit tonight, and you know where you got to get to. And it's tough when the guys that are racing you for the points are the guys who are 1-2 in the race. So I'm sure Andrew Berger knows very well about that, and he's driving his heart out to try to get up there with them.
Yeah, but he can drive his heart out as much as he wants. He needs his teammates to get up there and come and find him and help him get max points for the day. As actually Guy Schneider the 4th finally made his way around Sean W. Brown. That was for the 8th position. So Guy Schneider trying to get his way back up to his teammates, as now the battle for second place is starting to heat up right now. CJ LeVere and John Abbott are now closing on the back bumper of Dwayne Vincent.
Indeed they are, Kyle. That could be huge for the results if Dwayne Vincent drops back to 4th place, and it looks like that might happen because he is starting to slip into the clutches of CJ LeVere. LeVere wants it. Vincent doesn't want to give it up. Off of turn number 2 this time, trying to close in, trying to gain some ground. Still kind of looking even. Down into turn 3, still kind of keeping that space. Bobby Terrell not being able to pull away as big of a lead as we saw before. At the line, 20 laps to go. We're 100 down.
And Dwayne Vincent is definitely a type of racer that if you're faster than him in the early going, he'll most likely let you by. But when it comes down to crunch time, when you get inside 20 laps to go, 20, 30 laps, he's not going to let you by so easily, as Michael Keaton's going to be in the outside wall there. Dwayne Vincent's going to get a little loose off of 4. That's going to try to make CJ LeVere work around the outside. CJ LeVere is not going to do it. That's going to leave the door open for John Abbott. Definitely an interesting choice for teammates there. I would not have thought John Abbott would have forced the issue on that one.
He did. He made the pass around quick, and now CJ LeVere a little sideways in the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to lose some time, and now it's going to be all up to John Abbott to get around Dwayne Vincent. Maybe hold him up a little bit to try and get him to fall back behind the number 11 machine, and it looks like Abbott is able to close up on Vincent much better than LeVere was able to. Now he's down to the inside. Vincent washes up the track, and here comes CJ LeVere. Dwayne Vincent going to wash up the track. He loses 2 spots. Now he falls back to 4th place. Move John Abbott and CJ LeVere up 1 spot for each of them.
I think Dwayne Vincent, I can't believe I'm going to say this, was only supposed to let John Abbott go, but he got into the corner too deep, washed it up the track, and he lost another spot to CJ LeVere. So definitely a tough break, and now he's starting to fall back into the clutches of Andrew Berger and the number 30 machine for the Super Speedway Cup Series.
Yes, he is there, Kyle, and that's a tough break. He's starting to slip here, and this is not the time of the race where you want to slip. We are coming now at the line, 15 laps to go. Now the true question is, can John Abbott and CJ LeVere run it down to Bobby Terrell and get that lead? I don't know if they can do it, Kyle. Bobby Terrell has been awfully fast, and they're going to have a chance. We have a yellow flag out on the racetrack.
As the 31 of Glenn Hedrick is going to go around, wow. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Everybody's going to be on pit road. They're going to take 4 fresh tires. This is the money stop. This is where if your pit crew screws up, oh boy, you're going to have to go and fire them.
And indeed, they're going to have to there, Kyle. Taking a look back real quick, Rod Flagg got sideways, spun his car around once again, and the 31 spun to avoid him. So, not what Andrew Berger would like to hear in his headset. He knows that those are his teammates, and he's running up there in the top 5, trying to do something, make a name for those Super Speedway Cup drivers here tonight. And it's going to get interesting. We're probably going to be right around, if not below 10 to go. But we got some people pitting. Bobby Terrell all by himself. Evan, take it. Tell us what's happening down there.
And it looks like the strategy may have run out. Bobby Terrell staying out. instead of coming into pit road, and everybody behind him is going to come down. And we've seen how important fresh tires are in this race, so this could be the deciding factor as second place and third of John Abbott and CJ LeVere, along with Dwayne Vincent. They're all coming down to get 2 fresh tires on the right side, and it looks like they're going to get 4. So a huge disadvantage for Bobby Terrell coming down here at the end.
As the race off pit road, it looks like it's going to be John Abbott that's going to get back around, as he's going to win the race off of pit road. CJ LeVere is going to be second. Well, Kyle, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Bobby Terrell, you're a sitting duck. I don't understand why you did that, but this is the unfortunate thing being the leader coming down to the end of the race. I bet you if Bobby Terrell went down to the pit road, everybody else would have stayed out. And since Bobby Terrell stayed out, everybody came in. So it's a lose-lose situation for when you're a leader when it comes down to the closing laps of this race. But I think Full Throttle Cup Series is going to finish 1-2 in this race, unless Dwayne Vincent can break up the party, or even Andrew Berger.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. That was a shorter green flag run than what we've seen all night, so the tires weren't able to wear as much. So we'll probably have about 10 laps to go or so for Terrell to hold him off, and well, we'll see what's going through his mind right now. Bobby Terrell in the booth here, you got us?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, Bobby, you were a sitting duck out there. You stayed out, and everybody did not. What's up with that one?
Well, I mean, it was less than 10 to go. There might be a caution. I mean, you don't know. I mean, my tire wear had been good, so and the car is pretty balanced, so I just figured I'd take a chance. And they're going to be cooled off a little bit, so they'll be fast for 2 or 3 laps.
Fast for 2 or 3 laps. Looks like we're going to have about 8 or 9 to go here. You've definitely been single-handedly. You've been the strongest car out on the racetrack here tonight. We had a shorter green flag run than the 2 previous before that, so the tires probably aren't as worn as much. But everybody behind you is on fresh rubber. What do you think, man? Can you hold them off?
I have no idea.
A little bit of confusion there in the cockpit for the number 5 machine. He's in a bit of a trouble right now, and while you got the chance here, Bobby, who do you want to give a quick shout out to before we go back green?
To ETV, you guys, for putting this on.
The number 5 machine, Bobby Terrell for the Asphalt Assault Series, currently sitting as your race leader. He's about ready to bring the field down to green flag in about 3/4 of a lap. 9 laps to go. Kyle, this could get good.
Well, these guys are all very talented, but unfortunately, anybody want to go to Vegas, play some bets? I give Terrell to the back straightaway before he loses the lead to either John Abbott or CJ LeVere. It's definitely a tough break for him. He's going to be a sitting duck as the pace car is going to pull its way in. Watch for Bobby Terrell to try to jump it, but he's going to have some tire spin here as he goes. He's going to get a good start, and now he's just going to be thrown out to the wolves.
A great start in an even greater situation behind him. The Full Throttle drivers are side by side, and one of them's into the wall. That's the number 10 machine of John Abbott. He's into the wall. No caution is out. He's dropping back. They're 3 wide behind him. Oh, now Dwayne Vincent's high up into turn number 4. A huge excitement restart. We got things happening all over the place, and that's exactly what Bobby Terrell wanted to see. Oh, and now they're crashing in turn number 1.
Oh my god, Bobby Terrell is going to have to survive one more restart. Dwayne Vincent just came, or CJ LeVere just came right across the nose of Andrew Berger, got turned, came up into the outside wall, collected both Dwayne Vincent and Guy Schneider the 4th. So huge points implications right now.
How many times have we seen it this season, Kyle, where the dominant team within the last 10% of the race has some sort of problem and it costs them the win? It looked like the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger tried to make something happen underneath of CJ LeVere. Those two made contact. Berger hung on. Unfortunately, CJ LeVere did not. Nowhere to go for Dwayne Vincent. He got involved. The number 3 machine of Billy Weeks spun around, and that number 6 machine, he's got some front end damage. We'll have to see what he does here. Looks like he's staying out for right now, but wow, I can't believe what I just saw.
Bobby Terrell has got like horseshoes, rabbit feet, four-leaf clovers, everything. Just absolutely everything inside that car right now, because he should honestly be about 4th position right now. That was crazy. I can't believe that.
Look who we have in the top 5, Kyle. Dwayne Vincent's going to stay out here. He's going to try and survive, but Guy Snyder the 4th has entered the top 5. So we have 3 Asphalt Assault drivers in the top 5 right now. These guys might be able to hang on and still pick up the win here tonight. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Dwayne Vincent once he comes off of the green flag here, but I'm pretty sure the majority, if not everybody behind him, like, you know, around like the 5th, 6th, 7th position, they're all good. I'm trying to check out that machine. It doesn't, I don't know, I'm not really good at telling. It doesn't look like anything's knocked out. It might just be cosmetic damage for the 6th, but who knows? It's going to get good.
Well, Dwayne Vincent is banking for a quick caution, and I don't think these guys are done wrecking yet. The front end is definitely pushed in on the 6th, so definitely look for him to maybe push up in the corner. And apparently we're getting reports that the number 10 machine is absolutely junk because of that first hard hit on that restart. John Abbott just got over anxious, threw it into that corner as hard as he could. It didn't stick. He wobbled once, not twice, but 3 times, and he hit the wall. So tough break for John Abbott. Bobby Terrell still out front. This is going to cool his tires down even more, so even more happiness for Bobby Terrell. I don't know. I don't know, Kyle. I know we're not done wrecking.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. It's a short track shootout here at Richmond International Raceway. The InsideSimRacing.com 90 here at Richmond. And while we got a quick moment here to Under Yellow, going to give you a little information here about Inside Sim Racing. They currently sponsoring the Thursday Night Real Sim Racing Series. The Inside Sim Racing guys, your first and best choice for all the news and reviews in online motorsports. Join Darren Gange and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews at simulation auto racing games for PCs and the Xbox crowd. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, updates on popular racing games, and a whole lot more. The yellow pages of online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing has it all. Visit them at www.isrtv.com, your sponsor for tonight's race. We're one to go here, getting ready to go back green flag racing. The field has doubled up. The Asphalt Assault guys lining up on the inside for the first 3 rows. It's going to get good, Kyle. Fasten those seatbelts, grab a box of popcorn, and get ready.
And you're forgetting something. Put on the boxing gloves. It's either going to be checkers or wreckers now. Next flag, I don't care if it's the white flag or the yellow flag, it's going to be the winner. So as the pace car is going to work its way into the turn number 3, it's going to leave the field in the hands of Bobby Terrell and Andrew Berger. Terrell is going to have to just absolutely jump this start, as there goes Terrell. Dwayne Vincent's car does not go. Guy Schneider the 4th is in the back bumper of Dwayne Vincent as they head off into 1 and 2.
Terrell gets a great restart. Berger is able to clear down. Now Berger all over the rear bumper of Bobby Terrell. Berger trying to do something, get Super Speedway Cup. A win here, well, a Super Speedway Cup driver in the victory lane. The 2 teammates now for Asphalt Assault battling beside him, side by side for the lead. Here comes Andrew Berger down into turn number 1. 2 to gosh, you know, we're on the white flag right now. Here we go, Kyle. Last lap, Berger's around into the lead.
As for the back of the pack, it's going to be also Dwayne Vincent and Guy Schneider the 4th battling for the number 30 position. I don't understand why they're doing that. These guys are going to let them battle out. It is going to be Andrew Berger for the Super Speedway Cup Series. And get this, Bobby Terrell, Dwayne Vincent, Guy Schneider the 4th is going to be 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So Asphalt Assault Series is going to get almost max points here at Richmond. So congratulations to the winner of Andrew Berger and Asphalt Assault Series for taking home the track championship for their team.
What a great finish to this race. How about Andrew Berger? We didn't talk much about Super Speedway Cup this entire race. Bobby Terrell and the Asphalt Assault team absolutely dominated, and it's Andrew Berger who's able to steal the win away from Bobby Terrell. The driver win, that is. The overall win definitely going to Asphalt Assault this week, and that is going to help them tremendously as they came in tied for the points. They're going to break that tie and probably get out to a pretty nice lead after tonight's victory, Kyle.
Oh, for sure. As we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we're going to come back with your winners and your top 3 finishers for each of the teams.
Plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. Team Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners, team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net.
Hello here, and welcome back to the Richmond International Raceway. I almost said Motor Speedway there. I think Kyle Young has made his way down on the pit road and caught up with your third place finisher for the team series.
Indeed, I have Kyle coming home tonight in the 5th place position, but the third different team here, it is Jose Gonzalez for the Full Throttle team. He comes home in 5th. Jose, it was a very interesting night for you and your team, but some things kind of fell apart there towards the end and unfortunately didn't go the way that you guys wanted it to. Talk about your night.
Yeah, we were, I guess most of us in our team, Full Throttle, we were up front and we were just riding, and in the long run we were all getting a little loose, but, you know, as a couple of cautions came and we started adjusting for that looseness, and we were pretty good at the end, and unfortunately CJ got taken out, but it was a good race. It was a clean race for the most part, and you know, we wish we would have had more people in the top 5, but you know, that's how it goes.
We saw that at the end of that race, it was a very exciting restart there with about 2 or 3 laps to go, and you, Larry Mulligan, Sean Brown, all trying to get in there and try to separate those Asphalt Assault guys. Talk to us about that and how that all played out.
Yeah, I had Dwayne Vincent on the outside there at the end, and I had the 7 car in front of me. You know, we are almost teammates. So you know, we're trying to race hard, but we're also trying to be clean, and that's the most important thing. That was that we didn't take anybody out. So we were sort of 3 wide there in the finish line, but you know, it was cleaner than it looked.
Very exciting, at the least, at the finish there. Jose Gonzalez able to bring home a top 5 finish. Jose, we know that, especially with this team series, you can't do it alone. Who do you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank all my teammates. I mean, I came in like 10 minutes before the server, and they already had a little setup for me. So definitely we gotta thank them and thank John Abbott for RSR to invite me for this team racing, and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you.
That is Jose Gonzalez picking up a 5th place finish here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. We are down with the 2nd place finisher with Kyle Peddle. He has caught up with Bobby Terrell, and again, it looks like there's a sea of green down there. Unfortunately, they didn't get the driver win, but they got the team win, and it looks like they're pretty happy down there, Kyle.
Well, definitely with their team coming home 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there is a huge sea of green here for the Asphalt Assault Series. Bobby, take us through your race and how it went.
Well, it went fairly good. I was just riding at the first of the race, just filling it out. I made a couple of adjustments to the setup before I actually practiced with it, but I tightened it up just a little bit more, and it actually worked out real good. I wasn't as loose as my teammates on the long run, and I seemed to have a better car on the long run, so led a lot of laps. Didn't get the win, but that's okay. I was kind of a sitting duck. I figured if I pitted, some guys would stay out, and so I just elected to stay out.
Well, you're telling that their setup got loose over a long run for your teammates. We were watching Guy Schneider absolutely wheeling the snot out of that car. Can you tell us anything that he was saying inside the team channel that might be family friendly?
He was just saying it was really, really, really loose. I mean, it was just after 20 laps he couldn't hang on to it.
It's definitely crazy. Also, when that caution came out, I know we talked to you in the booth, and you're like, put it basically a sitting duck. What went through your head there when that first caution came out with CJ LeVere coming across the nose of Andrew Berger?
When we restarted there?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure what was going on. I mean, I knew they were probably coming for me, but I just tried to get a good jump and get out and get a little bit of a gap and see if I could hang on to it, there at the end. Then, they got into it. So then the caution come out and another shootout again.
Yeah, and I see among that sea of green on that car, you got a couple stickers. Tell us who makes it happen for you.
ETV, the series, of course, you guys, for up in the booth. You do such a good job doing this. And then my teammates, of course, Dwayne, David, and Guy. Like I said, Dwayne had already worked on the setup, and we just tweaked on it a little bit. And then, of course, John Abbott and the Real Sim Racing guys.
That was Bobby Terrell, your second place finisher, and now we're going to throw it down to Gatorade Victory Lane, where, once again, Kyle, that looks like it's your assignment from now on. You're just getting absolutely drenched in Gatorade.
Something I probably got to get used to there, huh, Kyle? Down here with Andrew Berger, Andrew picking up the driver win, but unfortunately not enough to pick up the overall team win tonight. But, Andrew, where did you come from, dude? We didn't see you at all tonight, and then you pop up at the end of the thing and you win it.
Yeah, that was an interesting race, to say the least. Yeah, started the race. I mean, started mid-pack. Setup was decent at the start, but after going there, once the fuel was out of the setup, it was certainly started to hit the corners better and roll through the corners, and I started to pick them off one by one, and the cautions just fell at the right time there, and hate how I won it, but certainly wasn't expecting to win this race at all. Of all the races, this is probably my worst track, but I guess I'll take it.
We saw some aggression between you and CJ LeVere, and unfortunately CJ was the one who got the worst end of that ordeal. Talk about that and what happened with you two there.
Yeah, that was totally my fault. Yeah, I feel really bad for CJ because I had the exact same thing happen to me last week when I felt like I had a winning car, so I know how that feels for sure, and I don't race like that. But yeah, I just flat out got into him. I guess I didn't realize how far we were into the turn. I started braking way too late, and he was already slowed down. I just flat out got into him, so that was completely my fault. Yeah, I knew Bobby had stayed out in pit, and I thought he was a sitting duck there, and I wasn't sure if anybody else had stood out. I guess I just underestimated that turn there and got into CJ.
You're lining up in second place, 2 laps to go, the green flag falls. What went through your head, and what did you need to do to be able to get around that number 5 machine and win this thing?
First thing through my head is don't screw it up and don't wreck. I knew I had a pretty solid finish going there if I didn't do anything stupid, anything else stupid there, and I figured I could get Bobby there if I just was patient and didn't try anything too aggressive there and just waited for him to slide up since he was on pretty old tires there. I figured he would, and I just got under him and got into the turn, and that was that.
Andrew Berger picking up the driver win here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. Unfortunately, not enough for him to bring his team for the team victory, and that's going to break that tie between the Super Speedway Cup and the Asphalt Assault guys. Obviously, the Asphalt Assault getting the upper hand, but Andrew Berger, the driver winner here tonight. Kyle, it was a bit of a fast 120 laps, but definitely the great action that we always have seen so far this season in this series, and it's only gonna get better. We're going to Talladega, baby, next week.
Definitely going to see the team series definitely come into effect at a drafting track like Talladega. But we're going to have to give a shout out here. Evan, how did you enjoy your first time broadcasting with us down on pit road?
Well, I got to see a great race too, which was great. It was fun seeing it down here on pit road. So hopefully we can work together soon, and we'll see great racing like this every week.
Yeah, it's definitely a short night for us up in the booth here, as the race time was actually a total of 52 minutes, which is definitely interesting because usually we go to about an hour and 10 minutes. But other than that, for myself, Kyle Peddle, Kyle Young, and on pit road for new today, Evan Posico and JD and John pushing the buttons up in the broadcast booth, Dakota Ehrman and Jerry Wolf putting on this event for us. Good night.